Good morning, and this is Tironan, and today we're going to be reviewing the I16. The I16 arrived as a direct result from the I15 that fought so long, and both this actually and the I15 fought very successfully in the Spanish Republican War, Civil War. Let's go to look at the upgrades here. And you can see that it fully upgraded the aircraft. Comes with a pair of 7.62 and a pair of 50 caliber machine guns. Gives this platform some fairly good firepower, sustained firepower. After my adventures with the KI-43 and 27, that will be a nice change. The weapons on those that particular platform we overheated very quickly, and that was very unfortunate. Something that I hope that Wargaming will consider extending the timer on the overheat on those just a little bit. They're just a little bit of a handicap on the Japanese fighters. Or maybe that as we go up the Japanese fighter chain, we'll find that they corrected those anyway in further upgrades. And we'll see how we do today. We're on Scorching Sands, so we'll be trying to take a garrison and air base and probably squabbling over one of the garrisons if it plays out the way it normally does. So some early thoughts on the I-16. It's not that fast of an aircraft, and the boost on it is less than one could hope for. In this particular case, I've also got it outfitted with rockets, so it actually becomes a nice a ground attack platform, which you pick up some points there and take care of those pesky anti-aircraft batteries. Helps your team get the cap point. So we're going to move on in here, see if we can find a good point for me to attack, and I think we have it there. And we're going to launch a pair of rockets at it, and then I'm going to come over here and we're going to come back because we didn't finish it up, and that takes care of the anti-aircraft defenses. Now, because this is a good fighter, we're going to immediately attack biplane over here, Ankle 51. You'll notice a couple things. It's a much sturdier fighter than the Japanese fighters. It is also a very good firepower. Doesn't overheat like we saw on the old one. Alright, so we've killed 2 fighters, we've killed 2 anti-aircraft. So far we're off to a good start. Now let's just hope we can continue it. I'm going to head off with my teammates here to the next air base, see how we do with that. And I am going to put out for you all a question. I had a young user, a new user I should say, question me about how do you win? And it never occurred to me to create content on that. So I want to know, do some of you need help in how to figure out how to win the game? What's important and what's not? If you do, I'd sure like to know. The whole idea of doing a channel like this is to help the other guy, right? I mean, yes, we make money, yes, but that's not really why we do this. We do this because it's something that players seem to like and that players sometimes needs. So if anybody else has been having a problem with that, I'll create a video that talks about how you win the game. Some tactics that will help. Now you notice this time I have a team that really does hang together. They go after this particular site, uh, and with the last site, as a group. They did not split off. They don't go wandering around. They, in fact, just go after um, one site at a time, and they take care of each other. And that's very, very different. I have spent I don't know how many games losing because, not because I wasn't doing my job, but because we split up into so many defective pieces that we just got murdered, and then we were always outnumbered from that point on. Here, that's not the case. It is very different. Now, if it makes a difference in the long term, I've yet to see. But this is not a game that really rewards being caught solo. I don't care how good you are. You've heard me say this before. If you're been with my channel for very long, I don't care how kind of aircraft you play. If you're outnumbered 5, 6, 7 to 1, you're going to lose. To the point that I believe that so strongly that I am now going to pull out of here because there's simply not enough of us. And I don't want to be caught. And I do have one plane that's on my tail. And sure enough, there he is. My engine's going to receive some damage, and this may end up getting me killed. And it did. 444 took care of me there. And I deserved it for walking into that. Had some teammates heading that direction. And it didn't do me a whole lot of good there, did it? So I'll pop in at the new air base. Gets me a much shorter time to the battlefield. And I see that we have a high aircraft. Now we have a very, very limited boost. We'll see if that will let us get in range, and it will not. This is not a great climbing interceptor aircraft. In fact, it just doesn't exist like that. Here's another one coming in. But he came in at a lower angle, and we can punish him at least some on the way in. And there goes half of his health. Now you notice how long the machine gun bursts last over here. Very quickly took the gentleman out. So instead of getting to attack our base, he now has to deal with the fact that there is you got a fighter on his tail, and very quickly he ended up not being able to help his team. Okay, we've successfully defended our base. I thought we did. I'd actually lost the man in the clutter here. And that takes care of that. Little touch-up for him. Alright, we are moving right along. We now have 3 bases captured, another one under contention. Let's just make sure there's nothing else I can do here. There's another fighter down here, so there's no reason for me to stick around right now. However, our base right in front of us is under attack and under heavy attack thanks to our radar. We do see that, and we need to respond to it accordingly. Use our boost here, try to get up a little altitude. This is not, by any stretch of the imagination, a high-altitude fire. I'm going to have to leave that to teammates. We'll see if we can pick out something a little lower and try to keep an eye on them to make sure they don't get behind me, which I thoroughly expect. Very frustrating in the fact that we have no real climbing ability, given the fact that these are very high aircraft, and trying to get it up to an altitude where you can really affect things is difficult at best, nor is it where the aircraft really uh, behaves the best. At Blenheim, you can spend your entire game trying to reach up to it, and you just won't get there. So as unfortunate as it may be, there's not a whole lot I can do about it, but there is a I-16 down here, identical aircraft to what I'm carrying or driving at the moment, and we can do something about that. There we go. Always wait till the range icon turns red so you don't waste your shots. Your effect outside of your effective range of your machine guns, actual damage you do is going to be very low if you do not. Alright, so hats off to my teammates, all hanging together, really made a difference. We were able to take control of no less than 4 victory capture points, and that got us the game. And I've had a little success here myself. We've sunk a few, or downed a few aircraft. We'll go take a look and see what we've done here. Alright, so we've killed 8 aircraft by ourselves, assisted with 2 more, helped with 2 sector captures. Good amount of silver. Got ourselves some experience points, got ourselves some free experience points. Team score, I came in number 2. Fugaku came in number 1. And I've been on this side far too often. Prelude to Oblivion led the losing team's output. Hell of an effort by him. Hats off to him. The other team broke up. We did not. So we pretty much dominated anywhere we went because we had both good flyers and concentrated effort. And that will cover the I-16. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like the video if you do, and subscribe. I am a new content provider, and your help is desperately needed. Do appreciate you, and have a great day.